Hello, welcome to your reading. I'm Jolene. I have two decks here today, and I'm about to do a reading pertaining to the upcoming full moon in Scorpio. So that is going to be May 1st. Scorpio, if you want to know the area of life that it pertains to, you'll have to know your rising sign. Or you could just go off of the archetype. If you know your sun sign, figure out what house Scorpio rules, and you can figure out what themes are playing out in your life. What did you set in motion during the Scorpio new moon 6 months ago? So this would have been the fourth quarter of October or the first 3 quarters of November. That was Scorpio season. So at some point during then, there was a Scorpio new moon, and you planted some scorpionic seeds. Scorpio has to do with death, birth, and transformation. It also has to do with secrets and things hidden, the underworld, the occult, contracts with other people's like money you earn through other people, and it's ruled by Mars. So if Mars is your ruling planet, you'll really feel this Scorpio full moon. I mean, everyone will. I'm Venus ruled, and this Scorpio full moon has already made a lot of changes in my life. So I tend to feel it early though. And yeah, I'm amazed. By the way, if you didn't catch my last video, boy howdy, did that one ring true in my life so far. Okay, so I'm doing this reading this week, and let's see how it goes. I'm going to do past, present, and future. The first layer, I will just be shouting out a bunch of face value stuff and any insights I get related to what the cards mean together. And then I'll do a second layer, and that will be deeper. And then the third layer I will make for Patreon. So if you resonate with the first two layers of this past, present, future reading, then the link for the third layer will be in the description. It's $9 for the video, the Patreon video, or you could pay $22 a month and get all the videos all the extendeds I make in a month. So check that out if you're interested. If you pay through iOS instead of directly on Patreon, it's more. So to get the cheapest price, you'll want to pay through Patreon. But all right, what's going on with you this week? What's going on with you with the full moon? So we've got the Six of Swords. So moving on to a better place, even though you maybe didn't want to, you're moving on to someplace better. And you have the opportunity to move on in some area of your life, move on to someplace better. Also, I want to say that nothing can be known. Nothing can be known for sure. But the art of tarot is playing with the mystery. So I hope it resonates. All right, let's see what else is coming up for you for the past, the recent past. Not what's coming up for you. What is going on for you in the recent past? I am off work today. I was supposed to have a dentist appointment and a mammogram, but because I'm having weekly IV iron infusions, I just decided I canceled my mammogram because I looked up that they see you naked and all that stuff, and I was just like, this is too much to deal with on top of everything else. So I canceled that, and then last night I did a tarot reading for how the dentist appointment was going to go, and I got 4 negative cards, and I don't really live my life entirely based on tarot, but that was all the encouragement I needed. So I canceled that too, and I've had the whole day off, and that has been great. All right, and then what's coming up for you? What's going on in the present right now? Been sitting so long in a 20-year dark night, and now I see daylight. I only see daylight. I only see daylight, 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 daylight. Went to the coffee shop earlier, wrote my ex a letter, didn't send it. Come on, what's going on in the present? That's good. Page of Cups is central to the reading right now because it's the middle of the present. It's what's going on right now. And then we got Ace of Cups, an offer of love or an apology or a promise of something might be happening today or later today, maybe tomorrow. But it's the present, so pretty soon. And then what do we got coming up in the future? Only see daylight, 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 daylight. Three of Pentacles. So building something with someone. That's what you want. You want to build something. Looks like not building anything super grand, but working on something with someone. King of Cups. So someone that has done a lot of their own trauma work and they are emotionally intelligent and generous with that emotional intelligence. Also really smart when it comes to creative pursuits. So probably going to be building something with someone that you want to work with. And then, yeah. And then we got the Four of Pentacles, which is stability. All right, so looks like in the past, so we've got the Six of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups. So yeah, it looks like you are going off someplace new after some kind of conflict. Some kind of conflict made you realize reluctantly and somberly that you needed to set off in a new direction. And it looks like you have a guide assisting you. You're just along for the ride, but you know that you need to go someplace new. Not necessarily move your home or anything, but could be that. But it's definitely wherever you thought you were going, you're going in another way. You're rebuilding your life after a significant chapter closed. And you are following your intuition in that decision-making process. Whatever it is, you tried everything that you could do to stay where you wanted to stay because that was a sense of security and familiarity and fulfillment to you in some way. It was some kind of a dream. And now you're using your intuition, your inner guidance to set off in a new direction. And Knight of Cups. Yeah, and you are focusing on your own, you're focusing on yourself, basically. You had to leave someone or something or some situation, and now you're focusing on yourself in small ways, but significant ways, and that's what's keeping you going. All right, that's in the immediate past. In the present, we've got Three of Cups. So it seems like you're going to be getting together with someone, or I guess this could have been last weekend. You got together with someone and it seemed like it felt good, like it felt familiar, like a celebration. It was a good time. Good time was had. Or it could be today too, because this is the present. So that's your definition of the present. Um, and then we've got Page of Cups. So Page of Cups, dang it, I struggle so hard with Page of Cups, and it's not that I don't know the face value of the card. It's just that the way I read tarot is by having a visceral connection to the card. And I haven't actually gotten the Page of Cups in a way that has applied to my life significantly. So I don't have I don't have an actual relationship with Page of Cups. And that's what I'm working on building. So if you've seen me look this up 1,000 times, that is why. All right. Guided by dreams and feelings, this tarot card suggests that there are opportunities coming your way with endless possibilities. Keep your heart and mind open and let your intuition guide the way. Also, whenever I do past, present, and future readings, I tend to think there is significance to this, to everything in this row, even though this is the past. Can you see me? This is the past, this is the present, this is the future, but I also think all the cards in the center are related, and all the cards on the left are related, and all the cards on the right are have a connection too. So it's interesting that you got the High Priestess in the past, so following your intuition after you had to set off on a new direction and focusing on yourself. Man, I just love, this is so great, especially when I'm looking at it. It's like, of course they're related. But anyway, so Page of Cups. Um, it's not. It's like you're in the new. You're in the new, and it wasn't easy. And depending on how much you resist the energy of the full moon, which, you know what, this is in the present, so I have to read it as if you're in a similar place as me. The theme of your life will be different than mine, but the where you're at on that wheel of karma is going to be similar. And so to me, because it's the present, it's looking like you didn't resist it. At least you didn't resist it more than I did. You probably definitely resisted it at first, because this is not pleasant. This is definitely going someplace new. You survived some kind of battle with your heart intact, but you also knew it you kind of feel defeated in it. And so that wasn't easy. And um, but in the immediate past too, ends with you focusing on yourself and realizing that you're focusing on yourself. I know for me, a big chapter came up again to be dealt with, and I realized how much I abandoned myself, and I felt like this other person is the only solution to me feeling stable and secure. I have this inner restlessness all the time that feels like I can't relax unless I have all of my hens in the hen house, and I'm just in a stage in my life where there's not any hens. Um, and so I realized the self abandonment, and I started directing all of that worry and concern and love towards myself, and not in a fake way, in a genuine way. Like, I'm a compassionate, loving person. I'm capable of loving myself too at this stage in my life. It's just, it slips my mind. And I'm so outward focused. I'm a Libra rising, so I focus on other people so much. And I'm 44, so I'm having my first Saturn opposition after my Saturn return. And this is when your Saturn is really mature. And this is part of one of my lessons in my life, is to be more self-focused than other focused. And then in the process of doing that, I also realized that I need to give. Actually, this part came before this part, but I realized, and I hope you don't mind me talking about myself a little bit, but I just realized that I want to be in alignment with God's will no matter what. I was tired of feeling like everything's up to me and having indecision and, oh my God, what do I do? And putting so much weight on my own shoulders to fix all of this and be available and be in agony all the time and be disappointed constantly. I just really reached my wits' end with the situation and Scorpio rules my second house. So this is happening in my second house, actually. And I just realized, you know what? I'm tired of driving this. I'm going to just be in alignment with God's will, genuinely trust that I just want what God wants for my life. I preach that all the time, but I didn't earnestly do it myself. It was something you just have to do again and again because you forget. And it's okay to be super invested in your life. Like you're not doing anything wrong by focusing on your own ego needs. I mean, there's consequences to that, but it's not like immoral actually. But yeah, I guess I needed that reminder too. So I just decided, you know what? God's got this, and God's going to show me what his plan is for me and my ex in that situation, and me and my job in that situation, like me and my health in that situation. And then that's when I think by grace, I discovered my blind spot of self abandonment and how I have the option of turning all that stuff, turning all that love and everything towards myself. And that was a very long winded example. Hope you don't mind. I'm still playing around here and figuring out. I kind of didn't feel the like actual pull to make a video right now. I'm not even due to make a video right now, but I just decided I wanted to do it anyway because I've got the time, and I might learn the hard way on that I shouldn't have, but oh well, I'm doing it anyway. Anyway, I forgot what started that big old long story, but that's a good enough explanation for the past, I think. Um, but it'll get deeper. It'll come together. Whatever wants to be said, whatever the message is, it'll come out before it's all done. Even in the first two layers, the third layer is just gravy. So don't worry that you're missing anything if you don't get that. But I'm having fun making that an option. And thank you to everyone who purchased the extended on the last video, my Virgin extended video. That was really cool to see and kind of made me realize maybe I'm on the right track with this. Okay, and then so yeah, what we were saying in the present, Page of Cups, that's what we were talking about. And okay, so there's some kind of coming together and feeling celebratory that either happened over the weekend, which maybe that's the past, but I think this is coming up soon. And the Page of Cups was, there's opportunities coming your way with endless possibilities. Okay, yes, this is something else I wanted to say too with this Page of Cups and this Ace of Cups too. So recently, like I've really been like, I don't know, I went a month with no contact with my ex, and it was after we got in a big fight, and I don't know, it just needed to happen. It was terrible and painful, and I felt guilty, and the break needed to happen, but it's like heart-wrenching and all of that stuff. And then I don't know, it became that time of the month. I don't even know why I'm saying all this stuff, but that happened, and for some reason I just became really desperate and like in grief about him. And so I reached out and re-engaged and all that, and poured my heart out to him and all that stuff. And it just went how it went. It went how it went. And it's because of this full moon coming up. It needed to happen. And I'm disappointed in how it went, because it's just constantly being confronted with why we can't work. And for some reason I just struggle so hard to let him go. We've been divorced since October. We've been living separately since August. We've been going through a divorce for 13 months now. I mean, it's over, but that's how long it's been since this all started. And I don't know. I just realized that being single is a viable option. Um, so for you, maybe you have your heart set on something and you've hit it in every direction. You've racked your brain. You've been like accommodating in ways that no one should really have to be accommodating, but you did it for your own reasons too, not just because you're a saint or anything, or not because you're a saint. It's just like you really wanted what you wanted. And this all had to happen so you could realize another way. You could realize there's another way than you thought, and you don't have to wait in agony all the time. And this for me is realizing that being single is a viable option. And I don't have any wands here, so I'm not going to talk about the other thing. I've already shared so much personal crap. Okay. So, God, this sucks. I don't even honestly think I should publish it, but I want to give up. But I felt like this last time too, and it went fine. I just didn't name it out loud. All right. So I guess I didn't really hit this other than just giving a personal example. You're going to come together with somebody, celebrate something. I don't know what. I've been feeling like hanging out with my neighbor. She mowed my yard recently. She's so sweet. And we both said, hey, we're both here for each other. Her husband died last year. I went through a divorce last year. And we've lived next to each other. She's lived in that house over 30 years. I've lived in this house 18 years. And we have never been inside of each other's houses or had a conversation other than when we run into each other in the yard. And that is very far between. And we're both very introverted, keep to ourselves kind of people. But I don't know. I feel like if I called her up or texted her and asked if she wanted to hang out, she would. So who knows who you're hanging out with? It's not necessarily who you think, or it could be who you think. But basically, you're just coming together and like having a good time, having a comfortable, good time. And yeah, the Page of Cups could be like an offer of friendship or just I don't know, a new beginning in friendship there, or a new way of doing relationship or relating to somebody that you've been relating to. Maybe your relationship is changing, becoming, I don't know, becoming something that's life-giving. And I don't see anything related to overwhelm. But if this isn't, yeah, and it's coming together. It is coming together. So it is. These cups are relational more than they are to do with creativity. And the same with the Ace of Cups. Someone is probably going to pour their heart out to you because maybe you already poured your heart out to them. But this is some kind of like, this is nice when somebody comes in and says what they want to say from a heartfelt place. This is an offer of a new beginning. So the Page of Cups is actually them coming in, and it feels small, but the Ace of Cups is the promise of something new in a heartfelt way. Okay, and then in the future, you're going to be working on something with somebody. And I've been watching other tarot readers too, and it looks like, I mean, this is building something. It could have something to do with work, not necessarily what you get paid for, but it is working with someone that's like, it's fruitful, and it's like good. It's what you it's like nurturing, so you might have worked with people in the past, worked on projects before, and had karma related to that, or it just felt barren and scorched earth type of a thing. And now you're going to be working with somebody new, and it's going to be different than all the times you worked with somebody in the past. And it's going to create stability in your life. you might still be holding on too tightly to the promise of stability. That looks like that's still what you're going to be dealing with, but we'll pull another layer and see what happens with that. Okay, so to clarify these, I'm actually gonna, I never use this. I always use the Cat Full of Spiders guidebook, but I never actually use the tarot deck. And this is Christina Ricci's Cat Full of Spiders. So let's clarify the past. Clarify the past. By the way, I said all my prayers before I did this in Jesus' name. Prayed for clarity, prayed that your wishes would be in alignment with God's will, and that you get what you need. You get what you came for. All right, clarify the past, please. Clarify Six of Swords. We got the Knight of Swords. Some kind of truth coming in. This one looks like it's like really quiet. It's like a really quiet truth. And then the Six of Swords is clarifying the High Priestess. Okay, can we clarify the Knight of Cups? And this is a great deck to do for the Scorpio full moon. This is such a scorpionic themed deck. Knight of Cups, clarify Knight of Cups. Also, even if you know the traditional meaning of like the Rider-Waite, it's good to tune into the imagery of if you use an alternate deck, because that artist was tuned into something when they created these cards. All right, clarify Knight of Cups. What was in the immediate past with the Knight of Cups? We got so many swords, and that's like such a truthy type thing. Scorpio is revealing what's hidden, and swords are like Mars. Mars rules Scorpio, and Mars can be cutting. It's the god of war. It's the general. So anyway, we've got Nine of Swords. So that is, well, we'll just take them together. So we've got the Knight of Swords clarifying the Six of Swords. So this is just that truth that like you didn't get what you wanted, and that's why you had to set out on a different direction. Like somebody was open about how they weren't going to go along with whatever it was that you wanted, and that's why you ended up having to go a different direction. And that sucks. The truth sucks sometimes, but you're definitely better off like than living a lie, because if you have to hold cognitive dissonance, that can affect your health, and that's when you're ignoring the truth. And then we've got the Six of Swords clarifying the High Priestess. The Six of Swords. I can't think of what the Six of Swords is. Is it? Oh, it's that. It's the Six of Swords clarifying the High Priestess. Okay, let me think about it, because it has different imagery. Yeah. So this is, so you followed your intuition, and this is just showing that like maybe there was a situationship on offer, and you knew that couldn't work. So you listened to your intuition. You considered everything that was on the table, and unfortunately, you saw that whatever was on offer, you couldn't crap fit and adapt and make it work. You had to, because of your intuition. Yeah, you had to go away or set out on a new thing. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Knight of Cups. So this is all the idealism the dream that you wanted to make work, that was like very front and center in your face. And that is what you wanted to hold on to. That's what made this so hard. And that's why you were Nine of Swords, like just staying up, losing sleep over it, feeling anxious, feeling possibly sad, but definitely mentally, like kind of mentally in anguish because you didn't want to let this, all the dreamy possibilities of the past go and whatever the situation was. Okay, and then let's clarify the Three of Cups. I am excited to see what this is about. These layers, like, I don't know what it is, but it just feels so validating. And I love it. Like, it makes me just feel more confident once I get those second layers because it makes me really see what the message is trying to be. And you don't even have to believe in whether the reader is psychic or whatever. Like, there are people who don't believe in psychicness at all. Even Christina Ricci doesn't believe that the tarot reader is necessarily psychic. I actually do. I believe everybody can read tarot, and I do believe that the impressions they get are actually coming from a divine inspired place. Also, it depends on their vibration as well. So I think it's important to pick a reader that you think is a good person in general, that you think that they're conscious to the level that makes you comfortable, because that'll affect the quality of the reading too. But yeah, I think even if the reader doesn't necessarily believe in downloads or psychic impressions, that they're still getting them, even if they don't believe in that. And they might believe that like other people are fooled, by because they don't think they're psychic. But I don't know, to each his own. Tarot is amazing, no matter what you believe. It's uncanny, and it does make you contemplate and reflect and see new possibilities, feel reassured sometimes, face truths you were resisting. Tarot is amazing for that. Anyway, clarify Three of Cups. I want to do a tarot course at some point, but I don't have all my ducks in a row for that. We actually got two cards for the Three of Cups. It's the Tower and Strength. Okay, well, I'll read that in a minute. I've been getting the Tower a lot. I've been doing a lot of my own readings this week too, which I don't normally do, but it's been a rough week, so this is one of my outlets for processing things. And we got the Tower last week too. I'll read it in a second. All right, clarify Page of Cups. Dang. All right, we got the Hierophant. So, conforming with tradition, or it's a marriage card. It's a commitment card for sure. And it's, I don't know, reconciling your faith. And then we got the King of Cups with the Ace of Cups. How about that? Okay, so the Tower and Strength with the Three of Cups. So, oh, this sucks so bad. But, the Tower, so either you're hanging out with new people because of the Tower, like the Tower is finally making you put energy into your life in ways that you never would have before. Like, there's a reason I never called my next door neighbor, and now I'm considering it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Sometimes I have a little bit of doubt because I've got a lot of stuff going on in my own life, and I don't want to project my meaning onto you. I mean, the Strength is the Leo card. Isn't that pretty? I love that one. You are strong enough that you're ready for this Tower moment. Tower also has something to do with Uranus, like lightning striking the Tower. In this case, instead of it being an actual tower, I mean, she looks pretty invincible. So that's some confirmation about you being strong enough to handle this tower moment. You might even be like welcoming the tower moment. But it does look like, I don't know, the negative way to read it, which my poor tender heart doesn't want to read it this way, but I'll just say it in case it resonates for you, and I'll have you trust your intuition on that. But coming together again and having to experience like the crumbling of this coming together, but being strong enough for it. Or it could be starting something new after your tower moment, because you can finally see a future where you're not pining after whatever the old, and it's a relationship. I mean, with all the cups we have, it's a relationship, but you could see it as, if, I don't know, a creative project, I suppose. So take that as it resonates, but this is feeling very relational to me. It could be coming together with someone new for support after everything crumbles, but you're not devastated about it. That's it too. You're not devastated about it. So you even could be talking to the person that the tower is happening with, but you're strong. You're strong. You're not desperate. You're not wrangling with doubts and indecision. Still kind of not satisfying, but okay. And then the Hierophant is clarifying the Page of Cups. I don't know. I mean, this is like somebody might be like realizing that they want to get over their bullshit and coming into, I mean, the Page of Cups though is such a weak offer. So, I don't know. I'll need a third layer on that one because I can feel my bias, and I'm still so tender about all this. Like, and I'm afraid that if I read this in a positive way, that it's due to bias, and that's making me doubtful. It looks like they're offering a commitment, but maybe they don't really have the capacity, but they're presenting that as, because they know that's what you want. That feels like that's what it is. Okay, and then we have the King of Cups clarifying the Ace of Cups. I mean, the King of Cups would indicate that they actually do have the capacity. So it does kind of seem like it's up to them, and it could go either way. Yeah. But it is some kind of, somebody's pouring their heart out to you, and they are dropping the mask, and even though it makes them feel exposed, they're doing that for you for some reason, because you are important to them. I like that. Okay, this reading is so long. My golly. All right, Three of Pentacles, clarify Three of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's so great, because the Three of Pentacles is working on a project and building something, and you're building something with someone that's emotionally intelligent and safe and knowledgeable about what it is that you're going to create. So I don't know, if somebody in the past used their emotional intelligence against you in the past, the King of Cups wouldn't do that. So it looks like they're using it for good, and they want to build something that you have been wanting to build, which is, this is now working towards the end goal, which is the Ten of Cups, and that's stability beyond your wildest dreams. If you remember, we got the Ten of Cups in the future in last week's reading too. Clarify King of Cups. I'm about to find out if what I think is true, because, yep, that sure sounds good. Also, you know, Knight of Wands. Oh, well, this is actually non-committal. So this is a whole lot of love. They have a whole lot of love for you, but because of the King of Cups, they have a whole lot of emotional intelligence. They're sincere. They want to be everything that you want, but they're not committal. They're playboy, playgirl energy. I mean, yeah, this is no strings attached. This is I feel everything for you, but because of the King of Cups, but I can't actually commit. This is Sagittarius. And my ex is a Sagittarius. Yeah. Double Sag. Sag rising and Sag sun. Clarify 4 of Pentacles. And I'm a double Leo. So we got a lot of intense fire attraction between us. And our Venuses and Mars are compatible too. Looks like my old boss many years ago. Clarify 4 of Pentacles. The Hermit. All right, yeah, this is you holding on to your stability because you found a new way, which is viable. It's a new way of doing life that you didn't know you could do before. And when Playboy energy comes in, it makes you have to hold on tight to the little bit of security you built after the tower. And so you will be holding on to your own security. And in the traditional hermit card in the Rider-Waite, the hermit has the star in a lantern, and the star is about hope after tragedy. And so, yeah, you'll be mending your heart, licking your wounds, but you will also be like focusing on your own stability, independent of this person. Okay, goodness, that was all the layers for the free YouTube video. If you like it, leave a like, subscribe if you want more readings from me at least once a week. And I'm about to continue this with a 3rd layer. So if you want to see even more about how this pans out, links in the description. Yeah, good to see you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.